Hey everyone, Wanderbot here, and welcome to Bloodshed. It is I guess it's an arena shooter bullet heaven FPS, which is, I've seen a couple of FPS bullet heavens go by, and I'm always super curious about them, because they seem neat, and it's one of those that if like a game can perfect it, it's going to be an absolute blast. And so let's see if this one can. So I already did a test run just to see how it would go, and let's just dive into that. It was just survive for 5 minutes. But I should mention, first and foremost, the Bloodshed is out now today. It is $8 and 10% off for launch, which I think is a fair price for the production value I've seen so far. It's made by Com8 Com1 Software and published by HeadUp, who are kind enough to reach out and sponsor this video. So let's just dive in. Episode 1, Dawn of the Cult. So, interesting. It's actually got kind of like a linear mission structure. So I did Grave Awakenings. It was Survive 5 minutes. Forlorn Hollow. Survive in 20 minutes. Venture into a cursed forest where shadows whisper and the trees seem alive. The forsaken wilderness hides a treacherous swamp, cloaked in fog, but where the decrepit hut among the towering trees, echoing with the memories of those who vanished. So I can play as one of two characters. We can play as Flynn Steele, that is giving me like super DMC, Devil May Cry, Dante vibes. And then we've got Jared, but we can't play as Jared yet because we don't have enough money. So we're playing Flynn Steele again. Let's see how this goes. It's also got a really nice retro modern, that kind of like crunchy pixel aesthetic, which I'm a huge fan of. I don't know, I mean, so much of it, yes, is nostalgia. I will own that. But even beyond that, there's kind of a timeless simplicity to it. They chuck rock at me. Zombies aren't supposed to chuck rocks. I cannot hit for beans. Okay, so the way the game works is kind of very similar, standard bullet heaven design. We level up regularly by picking up experience from enemies, and then we can invest that into various things, guns, weapons, spells, and whatnot. One immediate problem is you can only use one weapon at a time, which actually is kind of tricky, because do you really want to invest in both shotgun and pistol, or do you want to go all in on one? Other thing is you can get spells, which aren't as limited. I don't know how many spells you can have equipped, but I know you can at least have one alongside your gun, so it seems more practical for me to pick one singular gun and then mess around with like a secondary summon ability. Let's see, what else is there even to talk about? I mean, lots. Let's see. Can I get the bear trap as well? Okay, cool. So I can get the bear trap as well as the ticks, because that seems vaguely worth investing in. At some point I'm going to want to invest into both the bear trap, or I'm going to want to max out my gun more than anything else, just because it's my biggest DPS potential. But these are probably going to be the three things that I actually care about for this one. Those guys are weirdly tough. The headless guys do not go down for much. Yeah, I think they've got the standard pre-generated. Okay, increases the amount, area, and duration. That's interesting. More bear traps. Sure, why not? I don't actually know if they're that good. Oh, there's some like lizard dudes. And okay, I'm actually getting surrounded a little bit here. I haven't invested anything into meta progression at the moment, so I'm a little limited on what I can do. Ow. These guys are chucking blades at me. And then we've got the weird fish monsters. Luckily, they don't really handle being charged at particularly well. I'm just going to use this to get some experience. Boost my gun. I don't know what gun duration means. Is that how often or how long I shoot before I need to reload? That's probably got to be the case. Snag that. Hang out. I'm feeling a little weak here. Weak, but managing it. Now, do we have anything in the hut worth anything? The answer is no. So I can also break these, and they'll regularly get me useful bits. So vacuum's pretty decent, but there's also like a damage booster and a bunch of other things. Not sure if I'm hitting these guys particularly often here. I think headshots do matter, which means I actually have to do it. So I could go for a pistol. Bear trap cooldown increases damage and root duration by 20%. Sure, let's just go for that. Elite Rottens somewhere on the battlefield. Probably tricky. Health's not looking that good, and a lot of these enemies are ranged. Okay. Chucking a bear trap in the middle of the cavern where there's unlikely to be anybody nearby is kind of rough. I'm not actually sure what hit me there. Could actually be that green guy with the kind of crossbow. They seem like they have shots that are a little bit harder to avoid. Hard to tell. And yeah, I don't know where this Elite Rotten is. Okay, we've got imps, but they're not that big of a deal. Bunch of money and a bunch of these guys. Yeah, I've got to just keep cruising. If I stop for a second, a lot of the ranged attacks start hitting me. Whereas if I'm just zigzagging around, they'll go down slowly. Increased damage by 20%, attack distance by 9%, mag capacity by 1. So, So I actually have no idea what duration means within the context of this gun. Okay, ooh. That's a good one. Okay, don't get stuck. Shoot the imps so we don't have to worry about it. What else do we have? We got this whole map to explore. Admittedly, I kind of don't want to spend too much time exploring because we do want to kill enemies. Yeah, I probably should have invested into the gun a couple of times before I started messing with the bear traps. I do a decent amount of damage to the just basic Walking Dead. Especially the really, like, anemic looking ones. And so I can potentially use that to my advantage. I wonder if enemy spawns actually vary based on where you're standing. Hard to say. Increases inflicted damage? Yeah. Seer has startled the horde. You look like a seer. Yeah, we're not exactly great at dealing with large crowds, but it's enough. This is already feeling a lot better down here for whatever reason. Bonk this. Okay, where the devil did everybody go? Ow. Ooh. Okay. Take those guys seriously. Then we've got a chonker here. Oh, he puke. And dead. Okay, Magnum Pistol increases... yeah. Increasing the range is good. What else do we have around here? Okay, I know your game. Ow, still hurts me. I thought I knew its game. I was somewhat incorrect. What else do we have around here? Kind of not much. Yeah, because I want the experience. I probably just got shot by one of these guys rather than the goop. Problem is I'm gonna have to just cruise for a little bit trying to get health back. It'd be interesting to play like a weird Doom mod that kind of follows this upgrade system. Smart Bomb! Did not actually kill. I was assuming Smart Bomb would have actually, you know, executed at least a couple of these guys. Okay. I now 2 or 3 shot them, which is good. Problem is my health is critically low, and we're not being particularly lucky with our med kits. Never mind, med kits have been med-kitted. One of my other goals is to get every single base weapon up to level 8. That gets me some kind of unlock. I have no idea what exactly. Okay, amount of bear traps increases area, damage, or duration. Sure. Yeah, I wonder if I can... oh, okay, so I do have an alt fire, which I think is my machete. So I should maybe look into investing into that a little bit more at some point. Yeah, I'm starting get surrounded. They're spotting behind me. I keep hoping I'm gonna get damage ups or something like that. They do exist. But I'll just have to make do. Hit by a rock. There we go. Yeah, it seems like these kind of boon towers respawn somewhat regularly. There we go. Okay, a little bit of health. Actually, a lot of health. Yeah, I want to just hang out while everything is fairly manageable. Even if I'm not really able to kill many of them. Okay. Magnum, reload duration, sure. I guess I should probably go for the damage, but if I max out the gun, then I don't have to spec for the gun in the future. Specifically, I have an objective to get it up to level 8, along with probably multiple other weapons. I haven't actually looked at the objectives too hard, I just picked one or two that is like, yeah, this seems reasonable. Okay, big knight there, let's leave them alone. I just want to take out the imps, because unlike everything else, they can catch me. Though they might have gotten slowed down. There was a demo for this a little while ago. And I was going to cover it, but I was finding myself struggling just a little bit, because these guys would come up and bonk me in the back when I least expected them. Are these guys chucking... They are chucking stuff, so... kind of spear chuckers, maybe? Okay, I don't know what the man in green does. Okay, Magnum Pistol up to level 8. Is decent. Nothing to exactly write home about. Okay, elite acolytes enter the field. You're on your own, sir. Treasure chest, bonus chance. What do we get? This is familiar. So do we just get an upgrade for each of those? So we get some money and those two things. That's fine. I'll take it. Oh, the machete does a poison. Lucky loot box, a lot of resources. Good enough. Okay. Something here was red for a brief moment. Okay. I don't want to suffer javelineers. Anybody going around with a ranged attack, I'd want nothing to do with. Also anybody that explodes. Ow. 7 HP. Oh, that's bad. I thought I was actually doing okay for a hot second. I probably was. Okay, grab these. Grab the med kit. Scoot down. One thing I do appreciate is there's a decent amount of verticality that enemies can't quite deal with. Which means that I can kind of loop through the environments reasonably safely, at least for the moment. I don't know what hit me. Unfortunately, there's not... It's not that there's no feedback on whether or not, or on like what's attacking me or whatnot. It's that I don't have eyes in the back of my head. So it's almost impossible for me to say like, oh, yeah, don't get cornered here. There's actually a bunch of enemies that are going to surround me if I'm not careful. Game doesn't do that. I think I might also have to roll shotgun. My aim isn't perfect. It's just messy enough. Let's go doubles might. Because yeah, I'd like to be able to one-shot most of the trash here. And doubling my might, I think, does boost my bear traps. So it seems like a good enough idea. I wonder if the ticks will heal me if I max them out. Maybe. Yeah, a lot of these enemies are just a little far away from me. Alright. Kind of keep my distance. There's a whole bunch of them kind of clown carring from above. But that isn't necessarily a worry. Big med kit. Scoot through. Smart bomb, smart bomb. I don't know if it killed all of these guys. I think it did. Oh god, yeah, there's a pile of corpses here. So we absolutely did wipe them out. At least a portion of them. Not the whole map. Okay, Uzi. No. I think I'm just gonna boost my might. We're still here for another 8 minutes, so that gives me plenty of time. Just anything I can do to make my gun extra lethal. Holy smokes, that guy does not want to go down. Why not, sir? How much HP do you have? Everything else has died in like 2 or 3 shots with this lineup. But he's like the one. I mean, could also be some kind of elite enemy. Or he's just invincible for some reason. I mean, game is in early access. There is a very real possibility that, like, that one man has just looped past death and come out the other side as, like, a freaky immortal acolyte. Wizard? Knife throw man? Hard to say. I'll have to see about unlocking other spells. Okay. Demon that shoot 3 fireball is pretty bad. For me. Okay. Oh, it's a mid-boss. Cool. Snag it. Bonus chance. I'm so bad at slots. Especially at this speed. Is a bunch of money. I mean, frankly, I do need it. Unlock more characters. And stat ups. I do actually really like the environments. Like, there is somewhat of a feeling of exhilaration here. Even if it's kind of false. It's still there, and it feels satisfying enough, just like wandering the environments and looking for good vantage points and like shooting galleries and safe zones and whatnot. So for example, right here means I don't have to worry about anything coming from behind. So I can actually just hang out for a while shooting whatever comes at me. Okay, increase might by 33%. Because yeah, we want to be able to just pick them off one by one. I wonder if because of this act structure, there's actually quite a lot of these levels. If so, that'd actually be really neat. One thing that I love, and admittedly this doesn't fully do it, but one thing I love about good bullet design, or bullet hell design, bullet hell, bullet heaven, is like actually having levels that are meaningful and interesting to explore. And like admittedly this is probably just going to be kind of these big looping environments that don't really have any like specific points of interest worth considering too deeply, but there's still that feeling of like, yeah, I mean, it's an arena shooter, so I can actually wander around and find like save spots, holdout points, you know, shooting galleries and so on and so forth. Smart bomb. Not as effective as you'd think it would be. Did take that out, so I have even more money. Ow. Okay, increase the amount of ticks, reduces the cooldown, increases might by 25%. Let's just max out our might. If I can two or three shot the fishman, that's probably better. This is not worth it. It does really make me wonder if there's like, ooh, that's a lot of them. Does really make me wonder if there's like regional spawn patterns or something of the sort. Okay, medkit, a lot of money. Okay, wipe these guys out. Yeah, it seems like all the fishmen have kindly departed. And will be leaving me be. I guess this is also a small holdout point, as long as there's not too many enemies behind me. With ranged weapons, I can actually hang out here and shoot for a while somewhat safely. Good enough time to farm for a bunch of experience rather than running around. Let's see. Armor, bear trap. Might as well try and get the bear trap up. Music is very dramatic, in a good way. It does feel like I should be defusing bombs, maybe, rather than being ookie spooked a bit, but I don't know. Maybe not diffusing bombs. I think it works. Okay, so you're startled the horde, and is now dead. Oh, we've got a bull boy. I think I got him with a bear trap. Okay, so far so comfy. There's another seer somewhere. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna have any meaningful control over this, but 2 more tick levels is good. Increase the amount, increase area, increase damage, amount, cooldown, and then duration. Okay, there's a pukesy. My health doing? Could be better. Could be better, could be worse, I say, as I get shot. Yeah, it's the ranged guys that are the problem. I kind of wish I could shoot their blades out of the air. Okay, elite acolyte over there. At least a lot of these guys I can kind of just hang out. Because I currently outrange them by a decent degree. Not for long, though. They're going to start surrounding me from behind. Ow. Wait, where'd the acolyte go? Guess the wave must have cycled. Damn, the fishmen are back. That's a hell of a lot of fishmen. Ow. Okay. Get it. Try and get the boomer. A lot of health. There's also a minotaur. Is a minotaur? Oh, it is. Well, it's a something. But I also only have to be here for like 10 more seconds. There we go. Grab all that money. Oh, there's a bunch of money. How did I miss all this money? Oh, whatever. Okay, so we've got Magnum Pistol for all characters. Unlocks Attraction. Devil's Trap. Frying Pan. Lady Seraphina. So not too many unlocks, but we did get a bunch of money. This frying pan's got to be a different melee weapon. Okay, Doomed Dusk Town. A mysterious village lost in the mountain ridges, where time seems to stand still and dark secrets lurk. Residents live isolated and have joined the mysterious cult that guards the village borders. Delve into the dark mysteries of this place and put an end to the sinister schemes that rule this place. Survive for 30 minutes, so this is going to be a bit longer. So I could play as Jared. Oh. Okay, so he has shove, he has a slide, she has a hover. Yeah, carry up to 3 weapons, 3 spells. 4 weapons, 3 spells, and 6 abilities. 2 weapons, 6 spells, and 6 passives. So he's got a sawed-off shotgun. I think we're just going to play as him. So let's hire this character. But actually, let's go back for a hot second, because we can go to upgrades and buy the next might upgrade. It's a small damage bonus, but it's still a damage bonus. Yeah, let's run around with Jared. Unfortunately, we don't have a whole lot of stuff unlocked, so I don't know if we have too many more spells than we already found. But hopefully the boomstick's gonna get around the fact that I have boomstick. Is a sawed-off shotgun a boomstick? I think so. Let's see. Pitchfork, attack distance by 10%, set electro chance by 25%. Let's go for the shotgun first. Mainly, it's going to be a lot easier for me to get hits in with this thing. It seems like it killed a hell of a lot of guys back here, too. It's definitely going to be better at dealing with groups than the last one. Alright. I like this so far. I think the decision to only let players... Ooh, range inside that items are... Well, here. Skip level up, remove Uzi from the item pool. Yeah. Attraction is nice, but we have magnets. So it's not like end-all be-all upgrade that I absolutely have to have. There we go. I do appreciate how, like, the mission dialogue was... yeah, let's max this thing out first. The mission dialogue was like, discover its secrets, and the real answer is just, go kill everybody. Just, oh, there's townsfolk in here. They must die, because they're in cahoots with the zombies. Like, there's no indication that, like... I mean, apart from the fact that these are just undead, there's no indication that these people were really threatening anyone. Who knows, maybe their pet zombie army was kind of fine. We have no way of knowing. I mean, realistically, I'm just being hyperbolic here. Absolutely. There's no situation where any town's going to have an undead army and not be on, and be on the up and up. That just does not happen. Even on like a personal level. I mean, bye. Oh, this game needs more of that. Just the ability to yeet things into the future. I wonder if it's one of... Okay. Kill 4 enemies in a... single shotgun blast. So I guess there are separate achievements, maybe? For each of these. More than kitchen way. Versatile melee weapon. Nah. Okay, gotta watch my HP a little bit. I also gotta remember I have a slide. Though I don't know how exactly I'm going to use it. And yeah, I'm just gonna keep investing in my own might. Just because if I can have this thing delete whole hordes for me, that's gonna be lovely. Elite Rottens entered the battlefield. Aw. I'm kind of sad. Okay, there it is. There we go. Okay, now I'm sad because the Robbie... like, I never had anything to do with the... Oh, what was it? Whatever character Robbie Rotten was from. But I remember he was like a beloved kind of internet icon for a while. And like, actually pretty wholesome dude. by all accounts. And like, poor guy. Do you want to go for the bear traps? No, let's go for armor this time around. If I'm going to be here for half an hour, I might as well be beefy. The bear traps were good, but I wasn't feeling particularly like... I wasn't feeling like they were doing a ton of damage. They did lock things down. But I think currently... it seems a lot more practical for me to just make blood fountains with big gun. I've only had more ways to invest into my gun than this. A passive that would drastically increase my fire rate / reduce my reload speed would be exactly what the doctor ordered and then some. And yeah, if we get the vacuum passive, I'll probably invest in that. It's actually kind of hard to see sometimes. So there's a better shotgun, but... well, I don't actually know if it's a better shotgun. I bet it has better long-term, like, long-range capabilities. But I won't lie, this thing is doing a very good job of clearing the crowd. Whenever there is a crowd to clear. If only we just had like a gazillion enemies coming after me. It is interesting for this that yeah, the enemies do respawn at set intervals, so if you're not killing them fast enough or hard enough, you actually do lose out. I'm gonna skip this, lose the pistol. I guess I should be investing in something. Probably the ticks. What? Oh, something hurt. I like the slide on this character. That feels good. Bear trap, armor. The vacuum isn't comprehensive. At least maybe not as much as I'd like. It pulls in a lot of stuff. But not the whole map's worth, and it doesn't seem to stick around. Okay, I really should be breaking these things. Yeah, I kind of like running from side to side in this area. Ooh. Big blood demon. Okay, get the bonus chance. Should go run around grabbing some totems for a bit. There's really not much of a reason for me to be trying on this one. We're just gonna take whatever I can. While I while I try very hard not to die. I say that. Big one is desperately need some more health kits. Oh, that's an enemy. Okay, a lot of money, but I don't need a lot of money. Okay, currently there's no health regen of any kind, so I'm entirely at this thing's mercy. For giving me medkits. As opposed to, you know, more money. I mean, money's still good. Just not gonna keep me alive. At least not in this video game. Real life, oh yeah. Okay. Well, maxes this out at the very least, increases the damage, reduces cooldown. Good stuff. Okay, and they found me. Let's go out the back. There's a bit of a med kit. 10 health. 10 health, 10 health. Okay, he dead. Ow. At least that extra armor probably is keeping me alive. Like, pretty effectively, too. Let's see, did I... you kind of send him... You kind of yeet the guy. It seems a little random on when you get to yote an enemy, and when they just kind of go sliding backwards. It seems like the more damage you do, the more likely you are to yeet. Okay, go for attraction? Yeah. I don't know how good that attraction radius is. I'm hoping it's decent. Okay, church has anything. Bunch of stuff. Maybe not enough. I gotta be careful with my slide. Actually can get me into danger. Oh, they do have just big javelins. I was wondering where they were getting those. Oh, damage multiplier. Boy, kill an enemy hard enough and it becomes legitimately difficult to see at times. Okay, get a vacuum. I'm probably going to... let's max out armor first. I could also look into spells, but... the shotgun does a very good job of clearing groups. Unlike the pistol. There they go. Yeah, so unlike the previous run where it's like, oh no, there's a group of enemies, I kind of have to be aware of that. This one is much more just like, oh, there's a group of enemies, kill them, line it up. Get a smart bomb. That's the good stuff. Okay, what the hell is that? Hell of a wizard or something. Summon a pentagram of destruction. Ooh. Yaw. I'm assuming that one's mine. Yeah, one problem is a lot of the spells work off of a kind of, I don't want to say like an adjacency system. A lot of the spells are keyed for like looping groups through them. I guess it's great if you're doing a holdout. It's kind of rough if you're trying to group clear. Okay, it's done. Oh, please. Okay. Finding a whole lot of the places that would give me health. Oh man. Okay, that does really make this a lot of fun. Just being able to yeet evil wizards is really cool. Shot that one so hard he disappeared from existence. Okay, and I've only been here for 12 minutes. Oh boy. A half an hour at this place is going to be spicy. Unless we find sufficient medkits to get myself back up. I haven't actually checked the interior of the church. Oh. Okay, so we get 2 lucky chests. Yeah, none of you are gonna have healing. Okay, nothing on that. Now there should be another chest, unless we missed it. Very well could have. A bunch of gold. Okay. I must not have picked it up earlier. And I'll take the attraction distance, just because. Seems halfway decent. Oh, the seer. Of course. So where does this go? Unfortunately, the answer is functionally nowhere. Like, it's these kind of cool loop-arounds and whatnot, but none of them actually have anything going on. I would love to see some, like, holdout points, or, like, save this person, or... I guess the mid-boss... Oh. The mid-bosses aren't bad. Oh, this is good. I don't know what those common treasure chests gave me. Not health, that's for certain. This is a little rough. Is this the thing I most assuredly need the most? I'll get a damage multiplier. Let's just run the town. I don't know if the big shield skeletons are really any better or worse to fight for, like, experience. There's 10 health. Take that. Reduce cooldown, increase duration. Yeah. Yeah, well, I need extra power. I need to live. Okay. There he goes. I'm just gonna kind of ramp around here. Ah, they disappeared. Or did they? I have no idea. Yeah, it's a lot of money, but we do need the lot of money. Okay, nope, that green is not health. Don't eat too many of those. Yeah, the big hell demons are worth going after, since they give me chests, and we want those. A lot of the other enemies, maybe not so much so. Let's max out our attraction. I don't know if there's evolutions or anything in this game. I sincerely hope there are. I was far enough away. I was not, and that really hurts. of those. I don't know how long it's been since I last saw a health pack. It has been a while. There's like... There's like a little bit. That was it. That was about it. It's just extremely satisfying being able to just meet explode things. Ooh, Devil's Trap. Actually goes up to level 8. Didn't know that one. Okay. Anything else out here? This is gold for the most part. Not to besmirch finances, but being on 12 health is the bad place. There more back here? Another one of those. Kind of bad. But again, like, I can't do slots with any level of reliable execution. Yeah, I like this character. They do a very good job of clearing groups. Well, I was at 22 HP for a bit. Big emphasis on was. I could swing a vacuum right about now, maybe? But I'm mostly still just hoping for a med kit. Ooh, lizard boys are here. Let's start working on pitchfork. The thing is, I can just run away from the lizards instead of just fighting them. We're not really gonna get that much stronger. So it's easy enough for me to just do a quick roundabout looking for health totems or money. There's a med kit. That's what we needed. There's also an interesting question. Because this game does not feature or because this game intentionally culls enemies. Ow. I was wondering what that guy did. Because this game intentionally culls enemies, there's a world where you actually don't fight them. Like, you get up to a certain level of power, and then after that you say, better just run around breaking totems. At least on my own perspective, it seems kind of risky to be fighting too many enemies at the moment, and not all that rewarding. That's a smart bomb. Okay, pitchfork, or I'm gonna stick to Devil's Trap for the time being. Okay, there's a fire demon. Or did I walk into the fire? I did walk into the fire. That explains some things. I guess it makes sense. Fire in the center of town. Of course that's going to do damage to me. Okay, there's one of the chunky lads. Ow. There he goes. Let's see, anything else here? Let him out. Okay. Probably hit that. There he goes. Oh. It's a hell of a lot of bonus chests. That's a really good way for me to make some money. Still got 8 minutes left. Oh, that's interesting. I picked up 2 of the bonus chests, but I think I only got 1 of them. So, gotta be careful about that. Hopefully after this we unlock some new meta progression, as I'm gonna have a lot of money to spend on not a whole lot of upgrades. Then again, it probably gets progressively more expensive. So is the triple one worth 75? No, it's just worth 100. Okay, how's my health? Back down to 19. Feels like the moment I'm above a certain positive health value, everything starts going bad for me. Well, is what it is. I guess I'm a little bolder when I actually have enough health. Also, damn those pentagrams. I was kind of like, yeah, they're decent. Now they're insane. They just have massive range. Range AoE? I mean... yeah, I guess the correct answer would be to call it AoE. Is there anything in these buildings? Some definitely do. Oh, that was an explodey in there. Okay, let's get the pitchfork done. I will never tire of watching enemies yeet off into the distance in this game. Okay, so I think at this point we switch entirely to kind of survival mode. We run around, we look for things, but like apart from a couple of levels, there's really not a whole lot of reason for me to stick my neck out here. Better to just run around and try and get as much HP as possible. I say as I just beef it. Game hurts. Yeah, I like the shotgun. No, I was mostly fine. So we've got that. We've got damage numbers now. I've unlocked... oh, is those the only 2? Oh, so there's nothing for completing the pentagram. That's a bit of a shame. So it seems like there's a fair bit that I should chase down. Okay. I think we're at the end. Damage display, now you can see the amount of damage you inflict on enemies at the end of missions. Oh, actually both of these are going to be really good, aren't they? I think I'm going to just go for the damage, though. Yeah, statistics, objectives. So what else do we have? It unlocks max health, grants 2 million money. If you get a total balance of 10 million money, though, or is that 10,000 money? Maybe the 2,000 actually is good. Bestiary, health bar, mini map, attraction, recovery. Ooh, that probably is useful. Bear trap gets you lightning strike, headshot for accuracy, duration, max health, luck, Sakura Fury, agility for all characters, AK-47 minigun, vengeful spirit, and then a bunch of money. Neat. I like this game. I think it's a decent expression of, like, bullet heaven design in a first-person shooter format. I think the only real complaint I'd have with it is that your build's kind of limited. Because you're only carrying one weapon around and you don't have to worry about ammo or anything like that, there's no real reason to switch. So whatever your starting weapon is whatever you're kind of incentivized to stick with. You might want to mix and match it a little bit. Here, let's at least start a run with this character just to see what she looks like. Like, you're incentivized to maybe switch if you don't have a good starting weapon, but that's it. Because, you know, at that point you've only lost 1 level's worth, and then you can just pivot into whatever gun you actually want. So it looks like this character summons kind of like a screamy skull thing. Fair enough. Reduces cooldown, increases damage, projectile speed. I'm actually going to go for might just because that seems universally good. Let's see. And sure, let's just give her a bunch of spells. So, big one is, I actually wish the rune stones were a bit smaller. There's not really a whole lot of reason for them to be this large. Like, they're fine, but it's not... if you had all 6 of them, it would actually make the screen feel kind of weird. Just overly cramped. Not that you really need to have too much of that much peripheral vision on this one, but I don't know. It just, I could see that being annoying by the end of a long run, where you just don't feel like you can see anything. The other one is, the build velocity is very rough. I don't mean this, like, super dismissively, it's just one of those where it's like, this is probably the biggest thing that this game would benefit from fixing, is that, like, whenever you level up your gun, it is the same level up every single time, from what I can tell. And they're very basic static upgrades. You know, your gun gets 10% better in most regards, you know, be it fire rate, reload speed, overall damage, or some other statistical bonus. Every time you level up your gun, it gets about 10% better, which is fine. The main problem with that is just that it's the exact same upgrades every single time you ever do one of these runs. So there's no real feeling of build crafting. It's more performative of like, hey, this is, you know, this run I decided to go with this gun and these spells. And so, like, yeah, I'm actually going to have somewhat of a spell, like a different experience with this one, as I'm trying to stack a bunch of spells now, and I don't know if I want to stick with this weapon. It doesn't really excite me that much compared to, say, the boomstick. But I think I'm going to just put off making a decision on that one and just try and max up my spells and see what that does instead. And if that's effective or not. But, you know, maybe weapon evolutions are planned at a later date or something like that. But the big one I'd say is let players choose their starting weapon and then get rid of the ability to even find other weapons mid-run. And if you want to have players have both melee and ranged, just make it that melee only triggers when you're close up. So you will, like, automatically smack something with whatever your offhand melee weapon is. And then it's kind of the question of, like, okay, is it worth, you know, getting up close and personal? Do I want to run around? And what melee weapon is, you know, works for me? Do I want something that's a little bit more, like, sweepy or something that can rip apart one singular enemy kind of fast? Rather than having it be this secondary weapon that half the time you're just never going to use. Elite Rotten, I do not see it. And then have a lot more, like, interesting passives that you find along the way than just more... Oh, don't let him hit me. you know, more linear upgrades or guns that you will not pick over the course of a run. Because, like, quite honestly, unless I do want to pivot into a different gun, I'm never going to pick one of those. And that feels... You don't want to put players in a position where their choices are just... I know somebody chastised me for saying agency too much, but when your options are non-options, roguelikes should be tempting people into messing around and trying something different every single time. And when that doesn't really happen, you just don't even have the opportunity to do so, or your choices are just that bad. Like if you're used to, if you've played Binding of Isaac before, range upgrades, you're rarely going to pick them, unless the alternative is just mediocre. So like, I don't know, maybe a number of the use items. Like if you've already got D6, you're probably not going to pick Monster Manuel for any reason. And so there's kind of that like non-choice. So you walk into a room and it's got the Monster Manuel or Polyphemus. That's not a choice anymore. That's just Polyphemus. Unless you're some weirdo that's going to go for a completely different build. It's a possibility, but it's unlikely. And like I do appreciate that the spells give you some of the auto shooter elements that makes Bullet Heavens really sing, but it still means that your like primary weapon is still kind of hard limited on like what it can do, and its upgrade path, because it's just going to be, you know, whatever that maximum sawed-off shotgun functionally is the best sawed-off shotgun in the game, you know, unless there's more passives that I haven't found yet, which I'm sure there are more and better ones, and that didn't blow up in my face. I'm kind of shocked. I'm not really trying too hard here. And so, well, I don't think this necessarily needs weapon evolutions. It needs something. And the easiest way I'd say is, like, maybe even get rid of an amount of the weapon leveling and instead have kind of generic perks that you assign to something. You know, hey, reduce this thing's cooldown. Could be anything. You want to put it on your ticks? Cool. You want to put it on your gun? Okay. Increase projectiles. You put it on your ticks, you get more ticks. You put it on your pentagram, it just makes it bigger. You know, these upgrades are good, but at least that way you have some level of like interesting fine-tuned control and build variety that you can rely on to keep things fresh for a while. I do really like the running around in the exploration. I think that does give this game a very fun element and is part of the reason why I will probably come back to that. I'm not quite sure what hit me on that one. There was an enemy in my left, but I didn't really process it, but that's okay. How do I see my damage values? Maybe it's after. No, it doesn't say. I would really love to see that, whatever that damage value thing that it was telling me about. I really wish that was like actual DPS meters of like, hey, your ticks were really good, or boy, that skull shot is, you know, an absolute banger, and turns out pentagram's useless. Having that kind of feedback would be lovely, instead of wherever the DPS statistics went. I legitimately do not know, did not see. Anyway, otherwise feedback is, like, the big one is I love the fact that the levels are kind of an explorable arena, as opposed to something too small or too plain. You know, too many games just put you in an empty box with nothing going on, and at least this one feels like you're running through, you know, a cursed town or a swamp or something like that. I'd maybe love to see some things happen in town, like maybe every once in a while, like a door opens, and there's like a little arena side boss or bit of loot or something. That would enhance things yet further, or even to the point where like some of the maps would actually lead into each other. So that like after 10 minutes, say this guy slides to the side and oops, there's a whole underground arena. I guess that's extra work, but it could be kind of an interesting way of keeping things fresh. But mostly the biggest thing that this needs is just a slightly more exciting upgrade system long term. But as far as like an early access launch version of a FPS roguelike, genuinely one of the better ones I've played in a while, and one that I'm looking forward to seeing where it goes, because yeah, if it can get that extra secret sauce, that extra spice, it's going to go some really fun places. But for now, at least, let's go back to the main menu and finish this off. So, might as well mention once again that Bloodshed is out now on Steam. So if you do want to pick it up and play it yourselves, it's available right now. So just follow the link in the description below. It's $8 and down to $7.20 at launch, which I think is a fair price for what it is. The production value is great especially as far as bullet heavens go. And like, upgrade system aside, it is very refreshing playing one of these games where it's actually like first person and running around as opposed to top down and maybe a little slow. Anywho, with all that said, I do want to say one last quick thank you to Com8Com Software, or Com8Com1 Software, and Head Up Games for reaching out and sponsoring this video. And if you liked it in any way, shape, or form, please leave me a like. It helps more than you know. And if you want to see more rad new games every single day, then hit subscribe because I got tons to check out and show off. But for now, thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you next time.